Howdy, my name's Mike. I deliver Let's Plays. I believe I have an episode for you. And that episode is another episode of Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix. Thank you all so much for watching and joining me today. In the last episode, we did some exploring through the Twilight Town 7 Wonders, or at least 6 or 7 of them. Actually, no, we did do all 7 of them, because we did go to the mansion at the very end. And we woke up the next morning and realized that our friends no longer knew who we were. We walked right through them. They didn't have us in our pictures anymore. So something is clearly amiss here, and that's why you don't hear any sound, just me talking, because there is, in fact, no sound right now. There's no background music, because something truly eerie is going on right now. And we're about to find out what, so let's head on out of the back alley and find out. Looks like we have some nobodies here. And it's Axel. Great.
Look at what it's come to. I've been given these icky orders to destroy you if you refuse to come back with me.
We're best friends, right?
Sure, but I'm not getting turned into a dusk for... Wait a sec. You remember now?
Yeah.
Great! But, you know, gotta make sure and all, so, what's our boss's name? Oh, can't believe this.
Alright, well, time to defeat all of these nobodies. Looks like we won't be able to actually fight Axel himself. Having that scan ability is pretty nice, so we're going to be able to see just how much HP these guys have and in relation to how much damage we do. Spoilers, we don't do very much at all compared to how much they do, or how much HP they have. Remember, I did say that these are some pretty hardy enemies for being so early in the game. So one thing you may have noticed is you can use reversal, and even if you don't actually move, for whatever reason, it confuses them. See? There we go, we are reversed onto the other side of them. And there we go, down he goes. And now we have a new type of enemy. It is this weird, spiky, crazy looking thing. Looks like some kind of weird cross between a bat and a... I don't even know, a bat and a something. But we'll be able to beat it on up before it manages to do anything. It looks like it's really herky-jerky. So down it goes, and now we have Axel himself again. But Axel's frozen. Uh-oh. Now what's going on? Things just keep getting weirder and weirder.
Roxas, to the mansion. The time has come.
Hayner! Pence! Olette!
Roxas just wants his friends, but time is completely altered, and I guess that means we don't really have much of a choice but to just go to the mansion. I mean, we're not going to go to the Sandlot. I feel like that's the long way around, so let's go over this way and head on into Market Street, the Station Heights. Axel is probably pretty pissed.
Long gone. Fine. I see how it is.
We still have no music, which is quite creepy. But we do have more nobodies here. I don't have guard on, so the main way that you want to fight these guys is when they go underground, they are invulnerable. And so what you need to do is you need to block one of their hits, and they'll come back up above ground. If you have guard, that's not so bad to do, but if you don't, you have to time it pretty well with just a regular attack and tech it, the way that I was talking about before. We're going to run into a whole bunch of different nobodies out here. Here we go. We've got a couple of dusks. And so we got to take them out before we get taken out ourselves. There's one down, and let's see if we can take out this other one before we get any more trouble. There we go. Down he goes. That's just health points that we don't need, so let's keep walking. Updating job information. Please come back later. Yeah, I don't think right now is the time to do a side job. Sorry, Roxas. We've got another one of these guys, and he hit us instantly. So, we have to try and block. Oh, no, he just came up on his own, so that's nice. We will be able to go right on ahead and start wailing on this guy. The one good thing about these guys is they are not quite as hardy as the Dusks are, for whatever reason. So they're harder to find and harder to kill, but they just don't have as much health. So if you do get lucky and they do pop up in such a way that you can fight them easily, there is nothing to be worried about. I did that too early. The problem with them is they just do a ton of damage. If you just saw that, that one attack took out half of my health. Yeah, just like that. Half of it. Luckily they dropped some pretty big health balls, so we'll be almost back up to full. We'll head back into the ruins because we know that this is in fact the way to the mansion. Now we have one of those difficult to attack things along with 2 Dusks. I will make the suggestion that you attack the harder thing first. I believe they're called Dragoons, actually. I don't know why I haven't actually used their name yet. I could be wrong on that. I'm 90% sure their names are Dragoons, but I could be incorrect. So let's go on ahead, and now we can take out these guys. Stop that, please. Wait, oh my god. Oh my god. You. Stop. Stop what you're doing. You're annoying. You're annoying. Good. There we go. And we got level 4. That's pretty nice. We'll be able to take these guys on out and keep moving along. Still have some eerie music here, although we do have some wind noises now that we're in the forest. We'll get a couple of these guys 2 at once. I did that too early, and we are going to take a whole bunch of damage thanks to these guys. And I did that too early again. See how quickly these guys can become a huge problem? And there we go. I luckily managed to block both of those hits that time, so we're going to go ahead and focus one at a time, because it'll be very difficult to get both of them. There we go, we got rid of one. And he spawns in. Oh, nice. I thought that was too early, actually. So we will be able to go on ahead and wail on the second one. One thing that these things can do is they can, in fact, disappear on you if you take too long. They can just decide, I've done my job, I am out, and they can go on their way. But we managed to take them out nonetheless. Here we are, coming up on the old mansion. The door is still locked. Rox is like, really? Really?
Don't call me and then lock me out.
There's a vision here of Sora using a Keyblade to lock and or unlock things. So he gets an idea. And a great idea it is, because it will remove that lock entirely. And in we go. Those Dusks will be like, well, what do we do now? And they get interrupted by this man in black. With some sort of wing blade thing. Not sure what that is, but now we are in the mansion's foyer. Unfortunately, that does not mean that we are quite done with nobodies yet. We have these weird things that I definitely don't remember the names of, so don't even... so I'm sorry about that, but don't hate me for it. If we go on ahead and take them out, we will get ourselves some experience. And if we head back here, we will find 2 more that flop in from the ceiling. So, there's an example of some wonderful auto-targeting by the game there. I was standing right in front of one, and I just hit one a whole bunch of times, and auto-targeting decided to switch my target to one that was behind me for absolutely no reason. But anyway, we got a treasure chest back there. If we go on in here, we will find ourselves in a room with a couple of more. But we also have these nobodies to deal with. So once again, I am going to do my best to take out this guy before I deal with the small fries, just because this guy can in fact disappear if you let him. And he also is probably he's probably stronger than these other 2 guys combined. Although, these guys do have some pretty interesting abilities. They have the ability to turn into different objects. Now we have 2 of these things. And, okay. Hey, nice, we blocked both. So we hopefully will be able to take out both before they disappear. Let's go on ahead and see if we can wail on this one. Nope, one went on and disappeared. And we got the other one though, so that's nice at least. And we'll be able to have access to these 2 treasure chests. This one here has an Elven Bandana, an accessory which gives +1 defense. We won't be putting that on quite yet. And we got one over here that just gives us a nice potion. So let's keep on moving now that we've got those couple of things. And if you had some keen eyes, you would have noticed that there is a treasure chest up on these stairs that gives us yet another potion. And when we come up here, we will find ourselves a couple of nobodies. I am really getting tired of the ability of those things to just hit you right after they've been hit. They have no recoil frames, unfortunately, when they're in certain states. But that's okay, because we will be able to take them out anyway. And let's move on by killing this thing. So I know that this over here is the room that we saw the white lady in. That's the room that was supposedly the one causing the Twilight Town wonder. So we're not going to go in and investigate that quite yet. Let's go in and see what's on the other side, because going that way is probably what we should be doing. So let's take this guy right on out as quickly as we can. There we go. Down he goes. We need 128 experience to get to the next level. We'll open this on up, get that potion. And we've got a couple of these guys. And we blocked it out of its invincibility. As you can see, fighting these things over and over time, it becomes second nature. You just kind of know what you're supposed to do. Oh, I went inside. Well, that's okay. Let's take a look in here while we're in here. This statue is staring right at the floor, but doesn't look like there's anything on the floor here. What are you looking at, buddy? What's going on? What's going on? Anyway, let's see what else is in here. We've got something on the table. A symbol is drawn in 2 circles. You can continue the drawing if you only have the right clue. Let's see what it looks like here. It looks like kind of like a sniffet from the Mario franchise. But we got a nobody sign on the left and a heartless symbol on the right, and nothing in the center. So we got to figure out what exactly ties those two together. Let's look around here. I don't think there's anything else for us to do. There's a whole lot of books and such. But otherwise, there's nothing for us to actually do. So let's head back out into the foyer. It will not let us refight that one nobody that we missed, unfortunately, but... So let's keep on moving. Let's go along where we came from, and let's head into Namine's room, see if there's anything going on in there. See what clues we can find. Hopefully we find a way to finish that drawing so that we can solve the puzzle. See what happens, and here we go. Namine's room. A lot of these paintings we already saw, but let's wander around a little bit. See what there is to see in here. Something caught Roxas's eye. Looks over at it, and it's then gets a massive migraine. Flashbacks.
Your mind's made up?
Why did the Keyblade choose me? I have to know.
You can't turn on the organization!
So there we learn that Roxas was indeed part of the organization that Axel's from.
Organization 13. They're a bad group.
Bad or good? I don't know. They're a group of incomplete people who wish to be whole. To that end, they're desperately searching for something.
What?
Kingdom Hearts. Funny?
It's just... I think I've been running away from the question I really want to ask. What's gonna happen to me now? Just tell me that. Nothing else really matters anymore.
You are...
Nominate!
Oh no, she's been digitized. Also, that is the first mention of the Ansira's name in this game.
There's no knowledge that has the power to change your fate.
Even if it doesn't, I want to know. I have the right to know.
A nobody doesn't have a right to know. Nor does it even have the right to be.
But what is a nobody?
Diz, we're out of time. Too many nobodies.
Roxas. Nobodies like us are only half a person. You won't disappear. You'll be whole.
I'll disappear?
Roxas, listen to her. She said you won't
No
disappear.
further outbursts.
No, you won't disappear. You'll...
Wait!
Roxas, we will meet again. And then we can talk about everything. I may not know it's you, and you may not know it's me. But we will meet again. Someday soon. I promise.
Let her go! Nominate!
And now we are alone once again in here. We got Namine's sketches. Sketches left by Namine. These drawings appear to have a deep meaning, and if you look closely at it, you can see what exactly it is that's on the bottom of that that little symbol that we saw. So, I don't know if you can actually look at it in your key items or not. Yeah, you can. Very barely. And you can see that it's some sort of crown. So we know what exactly it is we have to go and do. We can heal, but we can save, I should say, but we won't. And now that we did that, we have nobodies to fight against. So let's go on ahead and do that. Take out this small guy really quickly because he's not going to be very strong. Oh my god, we went back into the room. Great. And, oh, okay, this guy does respawn. He will instantly hit us as he is known to do. He'll be able to block that attack and take him on out. That's one thing I don't particularly like about this battle style, is because it's real-time and completely open world, is that you can go through portals by accident when fighting. There's no safeguard against that. So we're going to go ahead and take out more of these nobodies. And as we can see, the story is starting to get quite intense. I mean, there are starting to be some good plot points that are coming up. We know that Namine and Roxas are going to meet again, or at least they say, at least Namine wants to. Real quick, I'm looking at how much experience I need to level up here, because I want to know if we can make it. We need 80. I don't think we'll be able to make that. So let's just keep on moving. We'll take out these two. We'll get a good amount of experience off of these guys. And that might be... actually, how much do these guys give? Well, they definitely give less if they disappear. And they both disappeared. So that's kind of unfortunate. Now we definitely won't level up, so let's just keep moving on. Let's go back over here. So Roxas is going to walk on over that table and finish that drawing. He's got... He's got a crayon. I don't know where he got it from. Well, there we go. He finishes it, and it starts glowing and doing magical stuff. The entire room starts glowing, actually. It's kind of scary. So it will run off back to where it came from, just in time for the floor to disappear from right underneath him. And now we understand why that statue was staring directly at the ground, because if we stand directly in front of it and turn ourselves around, we will see that it's staring down into a room. So let's continue into said room. We've got a treasure chest here that we would be pretty hard pressed to miss, and contains a high potion. That's pretty nice. We would have two ways to go here if this place wasn't completely blocked by pipes. So unfortunately we'll have to one, and we'll have to continue down that way. So there we go. What are we finding in here? We've got some sort of whatever that is, and it's his computer. I wonder if Roxas knows how to use a computer. Oh, it's another one of those migraines. So here we have a whole bunch of cloaked members, including Axel. And I hope some have their faces revealed, some don't. And Roxas is here. So this indeed does confirm that Roxas was 100% part of the same organization, 13, that Axel was a part of.
Why? Why do you have the Keyblade?
Shut up!
And this here does indeed confirm that that was Roxas, because you do get to see a little bit of his hair. And
Will
now
it
we see
work?
another post scene.
If we can maintain the simulated town until Namine finishes chaining together Sora's memories.
What will happen to Roxas?
He holds half of Sora's power within him. In the end, he'll have to give it back. Until then, he'll need another personality to throw off his pursuers.
Poor thing.
It's the fate of a nobody.
Well, as you can see, Diz is not a particularly big fan of these nobodies. He talks about them with disgust. Says their fate to be just give back their powers to everything else. So kind of sad. He's pretty disgusted by them. Not a huge fan of this Diz guy, are we? Because I know I'm not. I don't really like him at all right now. Seems rude as hell. And when Roxas wakes up and hears that, or sees that, he's gonna go and he's pissed. He's gonna smash the hell out of that computer. Alright, it's good and ruined now. Stands up straight and admires his handiwork. And for some reason, beating up that computer opened a door. So let's take a look at it. We have an ability to save here if we really wanted to. Let's see, we got the... This probably won't ever work. Yeah, you're probably right. We got some of the screens are still okay up on the screen there. Up on the wall there. You don't know what this device is. Yeah, I don't know either. And let's see. This looks like someone's data. Yeah, that's usually what's on screens, isn't it? Someone's data. So let's go through the room because there's nothing else in here. And we are attacked by nobodies once again. Great. Time to defeat them all. Let's do our best to do so without taking too much damage. I say that as I get hit. It's still fairly annoying to fight these things, especially in larger groups, even though we are getting pretty strong. Oh, I should be using that aerial cover a little bit better. I'm using it really poorly at the moment. There we go, we took out that one. And we have more nobodies to deal with. Looks like we've got one of these guys again. Come on. Oh, this just came up and let me hit it. That one covered. Oh, nice. We still have... Hey, you, come back here. I'm not done with you yet. Oh my god, and it disappeared right before I was about to kill it. Great. I really don't like that about these things. I really don't like how they can just bail out on the fight. And that's just it. You just don't get experience for them. Because with the 3 so far that have bailed out on us, we would have leveled up.
Simply
right
amazing, Roxas.
Axel.
You really do remember me this time. I'm so flattered.
Well, Axel's clearly pissed off at us. We're too late, apparently. And Roxas pulls out 2 Keyblades. Just like the way that he was when he fought Riku in this flashback. So we've got 2 weapons, Axel's got 2 weapons. It's going to be an interesting time here. Looks like he'll be going no holds barred this time, though.
I'll make it all stop.
So come here, I'll make it all stop. Okay. So he's attacking before we're even done here. But this time, because we have 2 Keyblades, we can do a ton more. There's an overtake and a clear light, and that will do a ton of damage to him, as well as stun him, preparing for our next combo. As you can see, our combo is no joke now. So we can, once again, use some action commands, reaction commands here, based off of what the opponent is doing. And like I said, this battle is pretty much a joke, even if you get hit by his long, big attack. So, there we go. Let's just keep attacking him. He brings back the fire. And we can dodge his attack by using a reaction command. And here we go. Overtake him to a light. And we'll pummel him. One thing about this game, the way that things work is you must use a finishing combo blow in order to end a boss fight. You cannot end a boss fight using a first or second or third string attack. It must be your combo finisher. So it can also be a couple of other things. It can also be a reaction command, a magic cast. But in general, it has to be some sort of finisher. Well, let's see what's going on between these two now. Can't
You
imagine
get on
Axe
their
is happy
bad
with
side and they'll destroy you.
No one would miss me.
That's not true. I would.
Axel.
Let's meet again in the next life.
Yeah, I'll be waiting.
Silly. Just because you have a next life.
And Axel disappears with a dark, dark statement as he goes away into his globule of darkness. We've got whatever this is. It looks like it leads somewhere, but the power of darkness prevents entry. This is probably where we came from on this wall, I believe. Yeah, that's the computer room, so it looks like the only thing left to do in this room is exit through this door over here. Check out what's in this hallway here. We're in the next room, but it is indeed a hallway as we go along, and...
Donald. Goofy?
That's right, Donald and Goofy. So now we are in here. We can check these out. Again, Goofy is sleeping inside. Donald is sleeping inside. This looks like it can still be used. It seems only the power is on. Who built this and for what purpose? You're right, these things do kind of seem strange, right? Like, what are these here for? This hasn't been used in a while. There's evidence that one was used before, though. So clearly these are here for more than just Donald and Goofy. We open this chest up and we pick ourselves up a high potion, and let's see what's behind the last door. It's Diz.
At last, the Keyblade's chosen one.
Who are you talking to? Me? Or Sora?
To half of Sora, of course. You reside in darkness. What I need is someone who can move about the realm of light and destroy Organization 13.
Why? Who are you?
I am a servant of the world. And if I'm a servant, then you should consider yourself a tool at best.
Was that supposed to be a joke? 'Cause I'm not laughing!
That's kind of rude,
My
isn't it?
apologies.
By
This
Diz,
is
I mean.
only a data-based projection.
Roxas is clearly pissed. Diz disappears. Disappears.
Come, over here.
I hate you so much.
You should share some of that hatred with Sora. He's far too nice for his own good.
No! My heart belongs to me!
Up opens the big old thing, and
Sora.
inside is Sora.
You're lucky. Looks like my summer vacation is over.
And that is the official end of the prologue to this game. We are now getting into Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix. Roxas has found Sora, and it looks like Sora is ready to go. Or at least ready to keep sleeping. So we see a couple of treasure chests here in Twilight Town. We see that magical mystery train, and off it is King Mickey! That's right, King Mickey actually makes a real appearance in this game. Here we have Roxas again, though.
Sora! Who's there?
Sora, wake up!
Some epic music starting up. Give a big old stretch.
Donald! Goofy!
That was some nap.
You mean we were asleep?
I guess we must have been, or I don't think we'd be so drowsy.
It's a good point there, Jiminy Cricket.
To sleep.
Let's see. We defeated Ansem,
Yep.
restored peace to the world, found Kairi. Oh yeah, and then we went to look for Riku. I think that's right so far.
Then what? What does your journal say, Jiminy? Gee, there's only one sentence.
Well, I mean, you only did check one
Nominate.
page.
I wonder who that is.
No idea.
Well, what do you say we find out where we are?
Way to change the topic there. And that's right, party members have been switched. We now have Sora, Donald, and Goofy. And we also have access to our items menu that is pretty much completely the same as it was before, except we have a couple of changes. So now rather than just a random journal, we have Jiminy's Journal, which will come with a specific place for each world that we go to, as well as a collection zone, which is Jiminy's own personal files. So we have character files here. Again, and then we've also got different people: Sora, Donald Duck, Goofy, Kairi, Ansem, Selfie, Jiminy Cricket, and Pluto, all the characters that we have met so far in the game. We also have Twilight Town, which is just the three of us, because of course we haven't met anyone else in Twilight Town. We haven't left yet. We've also got Heartless and Nobodies, but Sora hasn't met either Heartless or Nobodies yet, so again, nothing. Treasures. This is a new section to Jiminy's Journal from the previous edition of Kingdom Hearts 1. There is a listing of all the treasure chests in an area, so that you can have completion points for actually collecting all the treasures. It does not show you every single treasure in an area right away. It will only show you what you have access to. And by access to, I mean what is on the maps that you can access. Not necessarily what you can get right away either. There's also a section for maps, which will show you all the different maps of the areas inside a world. For example, we have the Twilight Town map and the Mansion map already. And that is pretty much it. There is also in the specific area journals, characters, treasures, maps, and character links will all overlap. As we see, character links is kind of based off of the character profiles we saw before. You can go in on and see everyone, as well as get some information on them. We can also see when they debuted. So, for example, Donald Duck debuted in his first Disney movie, In the Wise Little Hen, in 1934. He is the Royal Court magician. Not long ago, Donald left Disney Castle with Goofy to search for King Mickey. During that quest, they met Sora and became fast friends. After they helped Sora save the worlds from darkness, Donald and Goofy continued their search for King Mickey, who had decided to stay behind in the realm of darkness. But before they could find the king, the three friends were plunged into a deep sleep. You can read up on anyone that you've met so far. Kairi is indeed the girl that we saw in the schoolgirl outfit at the very beginning, or in one of the flashbacks, I should say. Longtime friend of Riku and Sora, and one of the 7 princesses with ties to the keys and keyholes. Not long ago, when she was lost in the darkness, Riku and Sora both tried to save her, each in his own way. Thanks to them, Kairi was able to return to her home islands, but her memory of Sora was gone, and she soon stopped visiting the islet where they once played. Another thing you can do is you can press triangle to get a character model of every character, and you can spin them around, take a look at them from the front, back side, whatever you want. You can't rotate them under them, you pervert. And you can also check out some other characters. These profiles will change as you learn more about the characters. For example, right now all Ansem's pages says is Mysterious Wielder of Darkness. What could his true purpose be? So we also have an album where it will show you different pictures from your story adventure. So in the album for Twilight Town so far, we have a message that just says Thank Nominee, which is, of course, in this very journal. So I don't know why that needed to be here. There will also be a description of the story that you have completed so far in an area, so if you ever wanted to refresh back on what you have done in a world, this is the place to do it. Guided by a voice calling out to him, Sora awoke in a mysterious old mansion. He must have been sleeping there for a long time, but he couldn't remember a thing. So, now that we have completed looking over the Jiminy's Journal, I will probably not be reading through that every single episode, though when things are completed, I will likely make a point of it. Looking at items and abilities, if we take a look at our stock, we didn't clear that Elven Bandana from before when we got it as Roxas, but we have Sora, Donald, and Goofy, all of whom can wear their own armors and accessories, so we're going to put that Elven Bandana on Goofy because he is made for defense, so why not buff it up a little bit more. You can also see that we have access to the Kingdom Key, and that Sora has on already what Roxas had on before in that Champion's Belt and the Ability Ring. So that means that he has inherited his equipments, and he has also inherited his abilities. Because we now have 8 ability points, we can toss on Guard real quick, so that now we now have on all of our stuff with 2 ability points to spare. We also see what Goofy and Donald have. Goofy has an effective range attack throwing a shield, and has item boost that causes items to do 50% more healing for whatever they're supposed to do. Donald right away has access to Thunder and Cure, which are both pretty good abilities to have early on in the game. Speaking of items, I am going to take off all of the potions that these members have, because they tend to not use them pretty well. They'll tend to use them on each other, which is really silly because they can't exactly die. Whoops. When they die, they just kind of go out of commission for a couple of seconds and then they get back up. So we kind of want items to only be used on us, and as far as I know in this game, there is no way to customize that. So after we leave the menu, we will be seeing that we are now outside of the mansion, and Donald and Goofy are just milling around in this little courtyard. You can now view the status of party members from the main menu. All of Roxas' abilities and money have been passed on to Sora, we knew that already. Jiminy's Journal contains hints of what to do next, as well as past events. So, we already investigated the menus. You can also see that we have the item menu as we did before, but that's it. Let's take a look around real quick, because there are a couple of items back here. There is a potion that we can collect, and I believe there is also another item in the opposite corner. Yes, there is. And over here, I believe that there is a mithril shard. Yes, I was right. There is a mithril shard in this corner. So, we've collected a couple of items, and we have gotten control of Sora rather than Roxas. And unfortunately, that means we do have to say goodbye to Roxas. We will not be playing as him again. So let's take a look at what Donald and Goofy have to say so far.
You were kind of asleep for so long, you made this kind of thing, Sora. Don't worry, if you forget what you have to do, just check Jiminy's Journal.
Alright. And what about Goofy? Don't go back into the mansion, you may fall asleep again. Besides, we should check out what kind of place this is. I'm excited. Hoo-hoo-hoo. Yes, indeed, we should check out what kind of place this is, but we will check it out next time on Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix. Thank you all so much for joining me for this episode. We got a lot accomplished in this episode, because, of course, we are now using Sora rather than Roxas. So, once again, thank you all very much for joining me on this episode, and another episode duly delivered. A Let's Player's job is never done.